If I click on Essential Instrument, I don't see anything. This is one of my plugins, right, that I have here that was working fine before the update. Hello guys, welcome to the studio. It is no longer news that the Akai Pro MPC 2.11 update has been rolled out. And I believe by now everybody should already be on that particular trend. Yes, so we're basically going to be taking a look at what we've observed, in the course of the usage of this particular new firmware update, over the past few weeks. Let's take a look at it and then let's see the good and the yet to be good, or the favorites in terms of the previous interface of the former, that is 2.10, and then this new interface, which is 2.11. So let's go. Welcome back. Taking a look at the interface, I will agree with you that it's actually awesome. Some of the new modifications and the changes that was put in place, very, very interesting and insightful. They can actually allow you to want to get to do more. We're talking about the interface and the plugins and the new features. Yes, very, very awesome. I like the plugins I've seen there so far. And the interface, now if you go to your menu, everything has, a lot of things, not really everything, but a lot of things has changed. And now you can edit your menu and drag and drop things the way you actually want them to be, where you want them to be. Maybe for easier usage for you, you can customize your menu. That's basically what they're saying. And one interesting thing for me, what I like here a lot, is the fact that now I can easily access my preferences, projects. I can save here, and then I can just jump onto a new project from here right off, which is awesome. And then here used to be 4. Now we have, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have sounds added here. We're going to talk about the sounds and all that, just shortly, so that we get to know the goods and then the yet to be accepted. By me, this is my own observations, right? And I'm a heavy user of this device, so I'm just talking from my own point of view, what I've been able to experience, using the previous one, and then what is coming in right now at me on this new one, and then sometimes my take, basically just how I try to balance, between the two interface. Yes, so that's basically what's up. Now, yes, like I said, the interface awesome. The new plugins, very, very awesome. Yes, and then if you go to even the features, nice features. All these plugins, yes, can easily access them. And then the interface where you can actually access the plugins, sliding, just going back and forth. It's awesome. It's a nice one. You can basically go down, and then select and make use of, which is awesome, right? Now let's check this out. That's good, right? We agree. Interface, new plugins, new features. I'm talking about the likes of, and let me see what can I show you, the new features. Okay, yeah, if you go to the grid view and you open up your velocity, you see probability and ratchet. Awesome features. We might not cover them in detail here, what they do, but then we're going to do a video for you to show you exactly how you can maximize and make the best use of the ratchet and probability, something I use a lot, and I believe at least by now some of you might have been trying your hands on it. Awesome. So that's that about the interface, plugins, and the features. You agree with me that yes, they're good. Now, just so you know, you're actually using the version 2.11.2 in case you probably downloaded yours on a flash drive and then you installed on your device. You might have to go and check again. There's a new version update, which is 2.11.2, because I noticed that actually came about less than 24 hours after I upgraded to the 2.11.1. There's another one that came out, which is the 0.2, and the reason for that is simple. Sometimes when you are using an app, I'm also an app developer. When you are testing between like 10, 20, 50 people, it's never going to be the same as when you are testing between like a million people. You get hundreds of thousands of people. That way, so many errors get to show its face, and then you quickly try to patch it up. So I'm guessing that was basically just what happened around that time, and then they were able to fix some things and roll out 11.2. And don't be surprised maybe over the time if there's any other one that comes out again like 0.3, 0.4, don't be surprised. It's just as they are testing it on like numerous devices right now, everything will be coming out, and you know, more of those bugs or those patches or things that needed to be fixed to be coming out, and then they will be basically applying those patches. So yes, just have that in mind. Now let's talk about the sound. We're talking about these sounds. I'm talking about these particular sounds. Here, it's expected to make my work a lot easier, right? Let's say I go to the program type, then I select the drums, right? It's expected to make my work a lot easier. If I click on Essential Instrument, I don't see anything. This is one of my plugins, right, that I have here that was working fine before the update. Essential Instrument, I don't see anything. It's blank. Do you get drum and bass? Yes, I can see things. So sometimes some of the plugins, they basically do not just show up. That's like the very first thing I noticed. Like if I'm browsing in the sound mode, and this same Essential Instrument that is not showing anything here, if you come back to the main and you go to browse and you go to let me say equipment, this is Essential Instrument. Let me show you here. Essential Instruments, everything is here. Do you get? Everything is right here, as you can see. Yeah, and it's working. Everything is right here. Thank you. But if I come back to sounds and I hit Essential Instrument here, I'm not seeing anything. So I don't know why that is. You get? That's just, like I said, my own observation. Some of your programs or your whatever might load normally in the browser, but they might not just load up properly when you're using the sound feature. Now that is one, right? And then the second thing I noticed about this sound is also the fact that I'm actually, right from here, I'm not able to preview straight up right away. Just what I just did earlier. Right now, using the browser feature, I'm not able to preview my sound here. Well, am I asking for too much? I don't know, but I was thinking if I could place my hand on it, I should be able to. I like the fact that it also gives me, you know, the option of factory expansions and then my user expansions. So even if I go to factory expansion, clip launch, blank, whereas it's there. Default, yeah, I have a lot. In my mind, I was thinking if I put my hand on it, I should be able to at least probably get maybe like a preview or something. But you know, once I click on it, it's loading it automatically for me. So I'm guessing this is for people who, you know what, you already know what you want to load. You're already used to your device. You can easily and quickly just run down here, you know, load it, create another track, check another device again, another instrument again, load it, create another track, do the same thing, and then you now go back to your main, and then you can now start, you know, working. So I'm guessing, and I believe this particular interface will be good for those who are doing, who are already familiar with all of their equipment, all of their instruments, all of their drum programs, all the plugins, and then they can easily just create, you know, something like that, and then they can continue to work. Do you get? So yeah, that might work for you, but not for me, fully not for me yet, because I like to hear sometimes what I'm bringing into my work environment. Another thing I noticed is immediately I got here, the first thing I was trying to do is turn the knob, turn any of this to see if there could be a shortcut that will allow me to move this. This is of 30. So I'm doing this to get down to that stage where I'll be able to see, okay, what is happening there. That's 30, right? And then this one as well, just to go back. So do you get? So I'm doing this and it seems like, okay, I was thinking, oh yeah, maybe as a matter of fact, I tried the plus and minus. Is there any button I can quickly just click or press on that can allow me to select, oh yeah, this is to just run through these pages, but I guess none. This is what I have to use because it's an interface that is provided for me by hand and I have to deal with it like that. The reason for me, I was thinking, oh yeah, I need something that could quickly just jump from one place to another, like a good example, come back to menu, browse. Let me go to the vault. This is the vault. And while here, let me disable audition. I don't want to hear anything. Yep. So while here, I want to be able to run through. You get, like, I know where I'm going to, I can run through. So this might affect maybe speed, I don't know. Come here, come to, this might affect speed because I'm like, yeah, I know where I'm going through. And then I can, basically, so, but then if you're good with the fact that you can use this to just scroll through, it makes for an easier, let me check, okay, this is the name and this is the EDM music, future music, this is the name of this particular kit and all that. Yeah, it works fine. Like, the interface is awesome to better arrangement anyway, but that ease of jumping in there right away and then, just testing it, hearing it first before you load it. For me, I was looking for something like that, and then probably a button mapping this back and forth. What are these guys doing? Most of the time I ask myself, what are they doing? Do you get, they can be mapped to a lot of these things that you should be able to just go back and forth in your programming when you're working. Do you get? So, well, yeah, that's another thing for me. Now, talking about the favorite, these are the sounds, right? Because I cannot click anything here on the sound, I cannot set sound as favorite. Please, if you found out any way to do that, don't forget to inform me. Kindly notify me. I might be wrong, but for now, as far as I'm dealing with sound, I cannot set sound as favorite. This is where your favorite is. I can set sound as favorite. I noticed that I can only set plugins as favorite. So I'm right here right now. This is what I'm selected. If I come to sound and I click to favorite and I click, it will tell me no plugin selected, cannot say favorite. So automatically, what that means is you need to come to plugins. It's only plugins that you can actually save as favorite. Do you get, like Taros now? And then I come here, I can long press here, it puts Taros here as my favorite. So initially I was happy when I was hearing the old review. I was like, okay, cool. I have some drum kit, I have this, like I quickly just set as favorite, and then I can start using anytime I want to just drag and drop it. But now, only plugin, can work here on the favorites. Your sounds, not yet. So that is another thing I noticed, and we already talked about the fact that you cannot preview. And then, anyways, but then, like I said earlier, everything else is good. The features to look out for that I use a lot, and I will, we'll talk about it in details later, will be the probability and the ratchet. Yep, nice one. But aside that, it's actually been awesome. And then another thing I noticed is the fact that it's now compatible with the MPC, with the M1 chipset on that is for those that are using Apple. Before you start blaming me for telling you to go ahead and update or upgrade your device, you do realize that I'm not going to be liable for it if it doesn't work, right? If you try it and it doesn't work. But for me, I'm giving you what I've tested and I'm saying that it works. Do you get? I told you earlier in one of my videos that once it's released, I'll be upgrading my laptop from the Intel chipset to the M1 chipset, which I already did. And then I connected it. I upgraded the one on the system to the MPC 2.11, and then I did the same thing to the Akai MPC, and I connected the two together, and I've done a couple of things with it. It works fine. They were able to see each other. There was no crashing and all that. The only problem I had was, I have two of these devices. I have the MPC Touch, and I have the MPC Live 2. So the MPC Touch no longer works with the new M1 chipset. Talking about the fact that screen no longer comes on, and it's the screen I use a lot when I'm trying to do screen recording. I use that screen a lot. So now once I've done the update, so I can't tell, maybe it's because it's 2.11 or because I'm using the M1 chipset. Now that MPC, it will see it, everything works, but the screen does not load. And I've tried everything I tried on the previous laptop. it just wouldn't work. So I'm guessing they're trying to phase out the touch completely. I don't know why. But then, anyways, that's just my observation. Works well with the M1 chipsets, just like they said. Thanks to them for that. And so yeah, that'll be all for now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I will also appreciate if you can drop your own comments. I need to know what your take is with this new 2.11 update. I need to know what you found useful and what has been giving you maybe like a couple of concern or headache. Do you get? I need to know what has made your work a lot easier, what you're cool with and what you're not cool with. So let's make it a conversation. Let's talk about it, right? Don't forget the fact that this is also there, the tuner. Now you can connect your device, and then it can actually help you to tune your device. Like for those that uses guitar and things like that, yeah, it can tell you where you are exactly at, and then that really will help those who basically connect their device to guitar to their device. And yes, that's basically it. Have a nice day, guys. We'll see you in the next one.